are so glad to have everyone here today for our Governor's Small Business Summit. Several months in the planning. The Governor's Office of Economic Development and Tourism has just done an outstanding job on planning this event, and I'm just thankful to be able to be a part of that. My name is Tim Culp. I'm the President and CEO of the Texas City La Marque Chamber, and we again are just so proud to be able to just be a small part of helping to host this event today, and we're so excited to have everyone here with us. We've got a great day lined out for you, great subject matter, great speakers. We do want to make sure that you do continue to take advantage of what you were doing just a moment ago, and that's networking. I will tell you that is the key of any small business, is getting together and networking with peers, other business owners, having the opportunity to share information and to gather information. And that's what you're going to be able to do here today. And so again, as we all know, small business is the heartbeat of the American economy. And we are so glad to have each and every one of you here today to learn from these wonderful speakers that we have lined up for you today. So we're going to go ahead and move on into our program. At this time, it's going to be my pleasure. Let me adjust this microphone just a little bit. It's going to be my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Myles Shelton. Dr. Shelton has been the president of Galveston College since 2007. Prior to coming to Galveston College, Dr. Shelton was the president of Clarendon College for 8 years. Before that, he held a variety of leadership positions at Hill College in Hillsborough, including Vice President of Instruction and Student Services, Associate Dean of Studies, Registrar, Director of Admissions and Records, Director of Computer Services, and part-time instructor. Shelton received his bachelor's degree in history, master's in economics, and a doctorate in educational administration from Baylor University. Dr. Shelton is a member of several professional organizations, including the Texas Association of Community Colleges, Texas Community College Teachers Association, American Association of Community College, the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Dr. Shelton currently chairs the Galveston Economic Development Partnership. He is an active member of the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce, Scouting of America, and the Rotary Club of Galveston. Please welcome Dr. Myles Shelton.
I'll go this forward. Good morning and welcome to Galveston College. Okay, all right, come on now. All right. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you have taken your time to be part of the summit, and we're happy to host you here on our campus. Our campus fared very well during the storm. It's one of the few places on the island that did not lose power. So we're happy about that. It's not always the case that we fare that well, but a lot of our businesses, our small businesses, are coming back, and it is fortuitous that this summit follows the strain that Hurricane Beryl put on our small businesses. So we are glad that you're here today. We want to encourage you to take advantage of every opportunity, and if there is anything that we can do as Galveston College to help you in your endeavors today, please feel free to ask. So thank you very much for being here, and welcome.
And just like that, Dr. Shelton gets us back on time. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Commissioner Joe Esparza. Mr. Esparza currently serves as the commissioner representing employees of the Texas Workforce Commission, having been appointed by Governor Abbott to the 3-member commission in November of 2023. In his role, Commissioner Esparza serves as an advocate for over 660,000 Texas employers and over 3 million small businesses. Take note of that number, 3 million small businesses. He and his team serve as a key resource for all Texas employers to help businesses grow and thrive in Texas. Prior to his appointment, Commissioner Esparza was sworn in as Texas Deputy Secretary of State in 2018, having previously served in other roles in Governor Abbott's administration since 2012. He is a graduate of Texas Tech University and received an honorable discharge from the United States Marine Corps, serving from 1999 to 2007. Please give a warm welcome to Commissioner Esparza and welcome him to the podium.
Thank you, everybody. I'm excited to be here. And just like that, with my bio, we just now got a little bit later on the schedule, so I'll try to keep this very quick and to the point with the information that we want our office to provide to you. Dr. Shelton, thank you for having us here at Galveston College. We're very excited about hitting the bookstore for the Whitecaps T-shirts. I love interesting mascots. They're great. So again, my name is Joe Esparza. I'm Commissioner representing employers for the great state of Texas. You're going to hear from a lot of folks here, obviously telling you about how well we're doing in the economy, and then that really drills down into our small businesses. 3.5 million small businesses across the state of Texas that make up our complete industries of bioscience, healthcare, manufacturing. All of our supply chain really comes from the ground up. So we're really excited for y'all to be here. And a very active exhibition hall when I came in this morning. So I'm really excited that you're able to talk to our representatives from our different states and agencies and all sorts of other organizations that are providing you great benefits. And again, I'm very proud of the work that our office does as the commissioner representing employers. Before I got there, I learned of a litany of information that our office provides, especially to small businesses. One thing I'm going to remark mostly about is the support that we give in kind of the HR world, human resources world. We have a group of attorneys that are staffed in our office that provide a resource, a hotline, information, newsletters, but mostly I'm able to go across the state of Texas and speak to you about what we call the Texas Conference for Employers. Now, this is a full day event. Just 2 weeks ago, I think we had our 1-2-day event in Irving. So we usually do 1-2 day, drill down to the more detail about it. But what this does is it takes small businesses who are very much often aren't able to have a human resource department, a dedicated human resource department, but you do have 12 to 25 to 30 employees. You usually designate somebody to do that. If it's not you as the business owner, that make sure that occurs. It's very important that we take care of these like workers' rights when it comes down to it. In the long run, what we want to do is help you to avoid a tax burden that would come in case of a mishap of firing somebody on false under false issues. So we teach you about, our attorneys do. Our attorneys teach you about the just all the ins and outs of what to avoid, the rules, the laws. One of our attorneys, Tommy Simmons, he's 40 years in the agency. He literally wrote the book on what we call the Texas Guidebook for Employers. This breaks down the entire state and federal labor laws and gives you, this thing's great. You can download it for free. It's PDF. It gives you template letters on signatures and all the fun stuff that HR departments have to do to bring new employees on and make sure that they're getting what they deserve. And you treat your employees right, they treat you right, they treat your customers right, and that's just a lot better for business. On top of that, the Texas Workforce Commission provides you with, our main goal is to continue to provide a pipeline of workforce. Workforces and businesses, obviously right now, a lot of them, we're expanding, we're looking for new opportunities. That brings new jobs and a search for new employees. Where do those employees come from? They come from Galveston College. They come from our community colleges, TSTC training centers, obviously four-year colleges. And to do this, we tailor the workforce that you need in your local area. You do this by working with one of 28 Texas, workforce development boards, what we have. And the state of Texas is broken up in 28 groups that work with employers and help job seekers find, they're the connector between the groups that are posting jobs and finding jobs. You do is basically get in communication with them, talk about what you're doing. You're needing to hire 15 to 20 to whatever, up to whatever number. They'll have a plan for you. And a lot of times, to go further, they will help partner with a community college or a training center and take advantage of one of the many grant offerings that we have to train those folks that go right into your businesses. So more information definitely can found. We have some pamphlets and some information over at our tax office, our Texas Work Permission Tax Office. Thank you for being here. And this information is also available, like I said, if you just Google Texas Conference for Employers. We actually had one next week. We're coming down to the last few in the state. Next week was postponed. It was in Lake Jackson. We're going to postpone it for later on down the road, but we also have a large one in South Austin. So if you can't make it to the Lake Jackson one, I think we do some online ones. So one in South Austin, and then one in our last one's in Padre, which that'll be fun too. So join us there if you can. It's a bit of a drive, but the year next year, we do these in small, medium, and large areas. So if we didn't have one in Galveston, we probably did one the year before, and we'll probably be back in Houston, Galveston. So keep an eye out for those. You can register online to catch them as well. But I really, truly believe that this is the biggest resource that we can provide as far as our hotline that you can call with questions. You can send us emails. Any issue that pops up, those attorneys have heard it. And again, this is I always consider this kind of the next best thing to getting a tax refund, because this is your money, and we want you to keep it. We want you to put that money into good use instead of having to pay for unemployment insurance cases. So again, we have some great resources. Look into our skills development funds and our skills for small businesses. One priority, skills for small businesses is available for businesses under 100 employees. So we would consider small business. This is an opportunity for you to upskill your workers and get them trained. In partnering with the training center, you're able to send your employees over to Galveston College, and they can look at the course sheet. They can register for classes in accounting, bookkeeping. New employees that you bring on that may not have Excel or Microsoft or any of these credentials. Usually we can find some training for them, and that definitely goes a long way, and I think that helps you with retention, that helps you with small business. It's a great resource. Again, I'm very proud of our office for being able to provide this year round. We travel a lot, so if we're in your neighborhood, or if you look into anything, like I said, you can Google Texas Conference for Employers, and it will give you all the great information about your resources that I hope you take advantage of. So thank you for letting us be here and talk to you, and I'll give it back.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Again, y'all give him a big round of applause. We really do appreciate having the Texas Workforce Commission here with us. One thing I learned a long time ago, being 6'4", the microphone does get adjusted from time to time. I was informed just a moment ago, and we're not going to run into this trying to introduce everybody and all of those types of things, but we do want to recognize, I've been told that we have some elected officials that are in the room. If you're an elected official, we would like to at least have you stand up, raise your hand, let us say thank you for being here. We want to, on behalf of our partnership and all of our different partners that we have, we just want to say thank you. So if you're an elected official, stand up. And we did want to recognize you. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a few moments and just kind of give you a rundown of our day's activities and kind of the different breakout sessions that we're going to have before I get into introducing our featured speaker here in just a moment. So after our featured speaker, we will take a short break as we transition into our breakout sessions, which will be happening right here in this room. Our first session will get underway at 10:10. It's going to be cybersecurity, protecting your business in a digital economy. The session will be moderated by R.J. Boatman, the Executive Director of TABI Systems. He'll serve as our moderator. We will then take a short break and come back for our second session, which will begin at 11:20, and it's going to be Access to Capital. I'm sure everybody wants to know how to find the money. Moderated by Winston Labb, lead lender and relationship specialist of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Then at 12:20 p.m., we're going to take another break for lunch, catered today by Mr. C's. At 12:40, we will hear from Sushil Kumar, the Public Information Officer for the U.S. Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience, titled After the Storm, Navigating Small Business Recovery. How appropriate. I think y'all would agree with that, correct? Our third panel at 1:10 p.m. will be the lively discussion on marketing and AI for small business, moderated by Stephen Pena, Vice President of Clean Supply. And after that, please stick around as we will go immediately into recognizing some of our local small businesses with the Governor's Small Business Awards and some closing remarks by Texas Small Business Advocate Jarvis Brewer. Following the panel sessions, we will be presenting the Governor's Small Business Award to the 4 outstanding local businesses before wrapping up the day. I've also been asked to remind everybody that during today's event, we want you to please take advantage of the free professional headshot that every business owner should have in their portfolio. This free service is being provided by the Office of Governor's Small Business Assistance Team and is located out in the front lobby. Some of you might have noticed that. So if you would like, we want to encourage you to do so. Get your headshot. That way you have it in your portfolio. So with that, it's my honor to start and begin the introduction to our featured speaker today. Adriana Cruz was appointed by Governor Greg Abbott as the Executive Director of his Texas Economic Development and Tourism Office, a trusted program within the Office of Governor, in October of 2019. As Executive Director, Cruz provides leadership to the state's award-winning economic development efforts. And I want to stop for just a second and say this, and this is kind of on that personal note. Being involved in doing chamber work for over 30 years, folks, we are honored and should be very proud in the state of Texas of the work that our Economic Development Office does. So y'all give this whole entire group a big round of applause. It is nice to be able to hang that badge of honor around our neck and say people want to come to Texas to do business. Promoting Texas as a premier global business location and travel destination, EDT works with economic development partners statewide to create new jobs and capital investment by attracting new businesses to the state, as well as supporting expanding Texas companies and entrepreneurs, providing economic opportunities for all Texans. Cruz has more than 25 years of leadership experience in economic development, marketing, and international business. Prior to her appointment to lead EDT, Cruz was president of the Greater San Marcos Partnership and the vice president of global corporate recruitment for the Austin Chamber of Commerce. Please give a warm welcome to Adriana Cruz.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tim. Well, thank you, Tim, for your kind words and that warm introduction. Good morning. Good morning. As Tim said, my name is Adriana Cruz, and I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Economic Development and Tourism Office in the Office of Governor Abbott, and it's my privilege to welcome you to the Governor's Small Business Summit here in Galveston, here on the campus of Galveston College. And Dr. Shelton, thank you so much for hosting us today. On behalf of Governor Abbott and the entire team at the Texas Economic Development and Tourism Office, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today at this sold-out event. That's wonderful. And yes, give you all a round of applause. And first to start, let me say that our hearts and our prayers are with everybody that was affected by Hurricane Beryl on the island and in the region. And it's great to see that the SBA has opened a business recovery center here on the island. I think that was opened yesterday. And so for the small businesses that are recovering from the storm, that is a really important resource. And our office speaks with business owners on a daily basis that share the highs and the lows, the struggles and the rewards of business ownership. And we understand the courage and the creativity that it takes to start and continually grow and expand your business. And we're thankful to live in Texas, where we have that get up and go spirit and that tenacity that's just a part of our DNA and a part of our culture. There are so many entrepreneurially minded individuals like those of you in the room today, folks who had a vision to create something of their own, that made the sacrifices, that remain resilient, and as a result are not only reaping the rewards of their labor, but also able to give back to your community in a major way by creating jobs so that others in your community can take care of their families and make positive impact in your community and beyond. In fact, and you heard it this morning, small businesses are the backbone of the Texas economy. Texas, fun fact for y'all, is the 8th largest economy in the world, if we were our own country. And we used to be our own country, and we like to remind people that we used to be our own country. But more than 9 in 10 businesses in Texas are small businesses, and they employ half of all working Texans. Thanks to the power of the 3.2 million small businesses, Texas has set record after record for total jobs, and we were the #1 state in the country for job creation last year. Made in Texas has never been a more powerful global brand. And exports, especially in this region, are incredibly important to our state. Small businesses account for almost 93% of all exporting businesses and are really driving Texas's status as the #1 exporting state in the country for 22 years in a row. Texas continues to be a top state for women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned businesses. We're proud to be home to 1.3 million women business owners, as well as 1 in 5 of the nation's Hispanic business owners and 1 in 10 of the nation's Black business owners. Not to mention, we are the #1 state for jobs created by Black business owners, Black women business owners, Hispanic women business owners, and veteran business owners. We thank all of our state small businesses for everything that you all are doing to keep our economy strong. And we know that the small business journey and the entrepreneurial journey can be challenging, and it has especially been so in the last couple of years. And that's why we're here today, and why our office puts on these events. We're here to support you in this journey, to do what we can by bringing together timely information and relevant resources to help you start, grow, and expand your business. Today's event has brought together many different groups and individuals that brought this event to fruition, and I want to take a moment to thank them. And we have our partners, of course, the Texas Workforce Commission. Commissioner Esparza, thank you so much for joining us today. America's SBDC Galveston, Texas City Marque Chamber of Commerce, Vision Galveston, and the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce. Thank you all for your hard work in assisting us to put this programming together and the lunch that's going to be provided by Galveston College. We also want to recognize a little bit more our partners at the Texas Workforce Commission, because without their support, we wouldn't be able to do these events and we wouldn't be able to support our communities. We also have community sponsors, Moody Bank and the City of League City. And I've listed a whole bunch of people, but I want to ask you to give them a round of applause, because without them, we wouldn't do these events. And Tim talked a little bit about my background in my bio, and I've been doing economic development for 20 plus years, but it's my honor to lead the best economic development team in the country, and in particular, our small business team that's here today. and I want to call them out. I'm going to ask them to stand. Jarvis Brewer, who's our small business advocate, Brian Roller, our business assistant specialist and event coordinator, Sandra Sanchez, who's over in the back, our business assistant specialist, and David Menchaca Garcia. That's our small business team. Thank y'all for the work that you do. And, you know, our office, we cover a big state, right? And very large geographically. And we have staff in the regions. And so I want to be sure that you all know Betty Russo, who is our East Texas Gulf Coast Regional Representative. Betty, stand up. Everybody should know Betty. She is our boots on the ground here in the region that works with our communities and our community partners and does economic development seminars and 101s and will attend events on the office's behalf. And last but definitely not least, I want to recognize our resource provider partners who travel with us across the great state of Texas to serve as a resource to all of you. And I want to thank them for supporting all of our events and for being here with us today. And if you could turn your attention to the screen, there we go. Oh, there's music with it. Just take a look at the names of the organizations that have joined us today. That's quite the list. So thanks to them. And so you'll see they're here, they're out right outside the room. And so the opportunities that you have to visit with them during the networking and during the lunch, please take time to visit with them because they are really here to help you all and to provide resources. You know, the last thing I'll say as I close is Texas does economic development like no other state in the nation because we are like no other state in the nation. Many other states have a top-down approach. There's a Secretary of Commerce, which is my equivalent, and you know, there's a top-down approach, and we're too big, we're too decentralized to do that, and so we really rely on our local and regional chambers and economic development organizations to help us continue to grow the state's economy and to bring economic prosperity to all Texans. So we really thank our partners, our local partners, not just for this event, but for everything that you do every day to help grow the Texas economy. And Governor Abbott, through the Economic Development and Tourism Office, is committed to keeping Texas the best place to start and to run a business. And our office is committed to continue to assist you all, our small business owners, which are truly the foundation of the Texas economy. At this time, I want to ask you to turn your attention to the video screens for a few words from the 48th governor of the great state of Texas, Governor Greg Abbott. Thank you.
Hi, this is Governor Greg Abbott. Welcome to the Governor's Small Business Summit. And thank everybody for being part of this exciting event. The more than 3 million small businesses in our great state are the backbone of the great Texas economy. Thanks to small businesses, Texas leads the nation in economic expansion. And we are the #1 state for job creation in 2023. Texas is also a top state for women, minority, and veteran-owned businesses. And we lead the nation in small business growth. Men and women willing to take a risk, dig deep into their own pockets, and stake their future on an idea have long written the story of Texas. That pioneering spirit still fuels our shared prosperity today. Together, we are all building a bigger, better Texas for the next generation. May God bless you all, and may God forever bless the great state of Texas.
Let's give Adriana another big round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you for the efforts that you do for the great state of Texas. We really, really do appreciate you so much. So with that, we are being really, really punctual on time this morning. So what I think we'll do is we're going to go ahead and take a small break because we're going to transition and get ready for our breakout session. That gives y'all a chance to visit like we talked about. Make sure you visit the booth spaces out front. We're going to do that in about 10 minutes. And I tell you what, why don't we do it this way? Brian, if I got the high sign, what do we say about the quarter till? Would that work? Yeah. That give us about 10 minutes?
We'll go about 15 or so.
Okay.
Time to visit with the resource tables and with each other, again, the network.
Okay, so we'll give it about 15 minutes and we'll call everybody up. We'll make an announcement to bring everybody back in. So y'all go ahead and visit with the booth, and then we'll make the transition and get ready for our first session.